Hello there, my name is Mr. Coulter, and this is just a short video to explain a little bit about what goes into higher design and manufacture and some tips for students to help them pass this course. Overall, the higher course, in terms of the assessment, it consists of an exam in May and there's a course assignment that begins usually after Christmas. The three main blocks of learning that happen throughout the year are design issues, design process, and materials and manufacturing. The content from these areas will be assessed in the exam and will be utilised through the design folio that the pupils produce. This year, the final assessment is going to be 80 marks for the exam, which will be about 51%, and 77 marks for the assignment, which is 49%. So it's very close to half and half for the two components. The exam in May next year will be on the 8th of May and it will last for 2 hours and 15 minutes. And as I say, it will cover content from across the course. The assignment usually begins end of January, start of February, but it needs to be completed before the Easter break. It can't be taken home, it must be done in school. Additional time can be used in school in terms of lunch times and after schools and non-contact time. A maximum of 11 A3 pages are to be used to generate, develop and present a solution to a brief that the SQA will send out. And there will be a prelim exam during the January diet, and the paper will take the same format, duration, structure as the final exam and will give us a good indication of how the pupils are doing at that point. In terms of the preparation and support that we will provide, we have a textbook for the course that will be available to the students. They will be compiling and working through a comprehensive set of notes. The textbooks will be there for the students to use and to take home as appropriate, and usually what I do is use that textbook to reinforce parts of the course that I've been using through the notes that I've developed. These notes can also be made available digitally for the pupils to access, but they will get a hard copy of them for their folders. Using SQA past papers, as we all know, is a good way of revising and preparing students for the exam. They will be provided with some of the papers and the marking instructions, but these are also available on the SQA site. The department will issue a selection to the pupils for revision, as I say, and selected questions will be used as homework tasks. Our staff will be available. It's an open door policy we have in the department. Have a drop in after school. The supported study timetable will be coming out to you just shortly, and you'll see the days that we have set aside for that. We're always available at lunchtimes and after school if pupils require any additional help, they want some additional time to complete folio work, or to get any further explanation about any tasks, homework, and so on. We have a good amount of exemplar folio material, good examples of work that's been done in the past by pupils that's been assessed by the SQA to make sure that our pupils understand the standards for the different grades. This will be issued to pupils, it's on the classroom walls on displays, and it'll be available on the school iDrive as well. We recommend that students use a variety of YouTube clips and online resources for part of their revision, particularly on things like the manufacturing processes and the materials. And I've noted a couple of websites there on this slide that you can have a look at. And there will be some Easter revision school sessions during the Easter break, and the dates and times of those will follow. To further support your son or daughter within this course, as I mentioned earlier, there will be a higher textbook available to the pupils, and there will be a series of comprehensive notes that the students build up through the year. This should be regularly looked at, gone through, revised, consolidate the learning from the class, make sure that the pupils are staying on top of all the concept. There's quite a lot of content in the course to go through, and it's really important that the pupils are keeping up to date, catching up on anything that they miss, and regularly going through their notes as part of their revision. They should be encouraged and expected to use their own time to improve and complete coursework particularly. Sixth year students will have added value periods that they can use and come down to the department to access resources and to continue with their work, to push on with coursework, to revise certain topics and so on. We request that you please support us as we push the students to do their best. We insist on a good work ethic, and particularly things like completion of homework and getting caught up on missed work. Extremely important. Your support with this is hugely appreciated, and we will be sure to inform you of any concerns that we have over pupils' progress. And you can contact myself, Mr. Coltapt, if you have any questions or concerns regarding your child in this course. One final point here, just in regards to some of the technique involved in the exam and in the coursework. When the pupils are answering exam style questions, there's quite a big step up from the National 5 to the higher here. We want to make sure that there's sufficient detail in the responses that the pupils give. And this is something that's quite often missing, and one of the sort of common faults that we find when students are answering exam type questions. When pupils are making a point or a statement, we're making sure that these have been backed up and justified and explained wherever possible using examples. And this is extremely important that they've linked that to the products that were within the exam question. They're making the link between what they're saying, their knowledge, and the product that's actually there in front of them in the exam. The written responses should be sufficiently detailed, as I say, but without waffling, not trying to fill an answer to make it look longer, making sure the responses are detailed but to the point. The number of well-explained points, as a rule, would reflect the marks that are available for each question. A 4-mark question should contain 4 well-explained points for those 4 marks. When pupils are carrying out their design work, one of the important skills through that is communicating to whoever's going to be marking it, their ideas, their development, and so on. And this is largely done through sketching. So a big part of what we do is trying to really build up their sketching skills so that they can adequately communicate their design thinking. Have they been practicing their sketching? This is something that can be done at any point. A decent amount of time spent on this will really make a big difference. Is there a good amount of detail in their sketches? Are they annotating their work? Are they making good points that link to the specification? Are they talking about the design factors? Are their pages full of ideas? Do the pages, the A3 pages that they create, do they look busy? Are they full of communication, sketches and notes? Different types of sketches showing details and the exploration of the options. Hopefully this has been informative. As I said, if there are any questions at all, please don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you very much.